What is your main line of work actually? Because like, there's not many people dropping in here, get bits, getting stuff fixed.
Honda agency for all the lawnmowers and power equipment, and fixing tractors and machinery, and teaching jiving at night, and selling bearings and belts and everything. There's no money in, John. I'm at it.
We're back for another lash it this way, Matthew. As the man says, best laid plans. Mr. Clyde pulled me out of a hole last night. He found these 2 bolts. Can you explain to me why we had to find 2 bolts?
Because them ones were SH1T. The threads weren't, that was one of the good ones, but the threads was pure scrap. The tile, going to the torque settings, they wouldn't even put up half the torque they were supposed to. So one of them was very, very soft.
Aye, so you needed one to replace it just?
Yep. The rest of them seemed to be fine. It must just have been one dodgy bolt.
Well, what is the torque setting? What was it recommended to torque them up to?
220.
You think that's ambitious? Overkill, is it?
A wee bit ambitious for that. I don't think they'll probably would stick it.
What are you going to horse them up to?
Just what I feel comfortable with.
Sweet, as the man says.
Just nicely horsed up.
One of these 2 hopefully will fit. The reason we're kind of held back is we can't really put her back together until that drive donut is fully locked in, because as he says himself, if that lets go, it's taking out radiator and all with it when it goes, so it has to be right. You may want to run that one. So he explained to me, he says that one there is the stronger tensile, but he said the threads, you might want to just make sure she starts for you right before you...
Oh, there's a wee... What did they still limit?
He said there's somebody knows that bought a whole pile of second-hand stock. Must have been some kind of fire sale of something heavy engineering. It's just that they've drill bits the size of that cutting desk.
They're a good way to get to know that.
So what are you putting on for the YouTubers?
These are a Loctite. Is it a special one too? It's got a different name on it then.
Well, there's 2 different kinds of thread locker, isn't it? There's like a thread lock and there's a Loctite.
You get thread lock, it's like lighter stuff, and then you get medium strength, and then you get stuff with high strength that you have to heat to get it off. But that there stuff's probably just medium strength. If you start under the stuff that you have to heat to get off, that can work out against your favour sometimes. Then all day there, how that weather nearly put you in the ocean for mowing a wee test of grass if it was a bit later on in the year. But
What about the crop roller and the JF? Some job, is it?
That's a good job, aye. Just adds that wee bit of better crop flow, so just sort of pushes the wee lumps down before they get into the feed rollers. For JFs, we're very good at blocking the feed roller sometimes. And there's anybody that has one now getting to reverse, usually it doesn't work that well with a wee rubber wheel idea. I'll hit your contact for this, where I get all these things from.
If I'm honest now, it wasn't Alan I was expecting to pull me out of the hole last night. He didn't strike me as a man that would have access to bolts when the rest of the country's down.
Just typical farmer, how you can pull anybody out of a hole when they need it.
Oh aye. First job she's going to do is Mr. Clyde's dung.
Oh, I was going to say you can nearly take her the night and go and after a tractor for me that's broke down. That
Well, we could do that now. I could definitely make that happen if you've access to a loader.
If we get her going. Well, we're wrong last night, he's broke the shaft from the engine to the power quad in his wee Deere. So.
How do you get her onto the loader?
Get her a push with another tractor.
Pushing a wee John Deere might be easy enough done, but I watched the boy pushing a self-propelled onto the loader one day.
Was that down the road, was it, by any chance?
It wasn't that far away now. She was 7 days old. The tractor was just getting tightened off, and then the push bar she was wanting to slipe. You needed to have her pure square, straight behind it, or she was starting to push off, push herself around the corner.
Oh, to put that. Should be some weight, that big harvester.
Oh, savage. So is this the old fan stripped yet or not?
Ah, that's the old one, just taking apart now. Put the new one on. I'll let you go for the vise for this job.
Get that big one over the two hands.
Whoa. Don't think we do an inch to quarter
Really burst.
adapter.
We can make one.
It's like the day you made the sliding hammer.
Aye.
What is a sliding hammer?
And as the
Very
expert,
fine, but I get.
especially the one you made.
You sort of screw it under that hole.
Basically a bit of barn, you can put it like inside a barn or something too. There's a wee lug in the end, it goes down into the barn. And then the bar, you slide the weight across the bar.
Right.
Pulls it out. Oh, jeez, I need to buy him some new ratchet if that does my head in. And hopefully this style of viscous coupling works instead of the one with the speed sensor on it.
That doesn't sound like you're very sure.
Neither is the boy at John Deere I was talking to. He says, well, I can hopefully take out the address if she brings it up with fault.
Nothing I hate more than driving a tractor around highway with my lights flashing. That everybody just like, she does that, hey.
Best tractor ever I seen for, I don't know if it's the boy that owns them or what it is, but New Holland. That's nothing against New Holland, but there's a boy I know, hey, in every tractor you get into, there's a light of some description. Oh, you'll just get used to it after a while.
See, for me, ignorance is bliss. Like, I'd be driving that tractor forever now, wondering about them bolts that we put in, wondering, are they in tight enough? Whereas if I wasn't here, I wouldn't know that. And I'd have been like, she's perfect.
Staying at home today.
That's a valid point just been made, actually. The fan belt goes underneath, obviously, the shaft now for the front PTO. So if she ever throws the fan belt, you'll have to undo all that or strip the front PTO out to get the shaft disconnected. It's only a logical way. I can see getting it around the top, around the two pulleys, both the fan and that pulley up there, is to have it coming across this auxiliary pulley here to get that in around that pulley. Like, where's it going to go? Where's it going to go? Like?
Going over right.
No, it can't go in there like that.
Am I wrong?
You know, if you take it off there, come and pump there and put it under in the back of the idler.
Oh, aye.
You know what I mean? There you see.
Then what's that other in there for?
Right, go ahead, pull. See what you're looking at.
No. Boys, with all the Hollands I thought there'd be, I thought it would definitely wouldn't be this one.
Many men does it take to change the fan belt?
I should just stick with my gut instinct and burned her.
Is she in the bottom? That's right.
She's pretty damn close to around the bottom.
Let your attention off.
Whatever.
What did I tell you? We'd have a run, huh? Go your own home there, son. Go your own home, son.
Hey, I tell you this, at this point I'd quite happily gone home.
You know what I've got harvester on her chief.
I was just wondering, is that what's the jockey wheel on her for? Is that to carry extra weight to the trailer or what?
Aye.
10X and a JF was fit to pull the trailer no bar.
Aye. I suppose that was 1973, nobody ever thought that. Had it on some side, a harvester then. Everybody else worked with double chop.
73? I didn't know they were cutting silage in 73.
Oh, aye.
Sure, all the double chops only came in around home in the 80s.
That's my dad, a single chop in the 70s. No, she's 73.
And she has a pickup on her? Or she's a...
Well, she's a precision chop.
I would love to see this thing in a 10X. See what kind of blow she could come up with.
1350 JF I'd be going for.
JF's wild soaring the horsepower, hey?
Not for running right. That way you wouldn't mind that 900, I could put 20 fots through her in the 6.4, no problem.
But if you have a JF, if she's not, like she'll run sweet for as soon as you've her set, like.
You sharpen her and she'll do about 40 acres and then you'll set her again. You hate to set them.
But how many men set them after every 40 acres, like?
Me. Every day if I'm ever out, she's set in the morning for the sake of 20 minutes.
Yes. Back once again to work at the 7/8. We are getting close to having her finished. I say we, it's Matthew's doing all the work. But we've added one little extra bit of detail. I think it sets them off. I saw this first in Scotland when I was filming, a 7/8 with a front grill guard. I think it makes all the difference. So this particular guard, I saw it on Facebook one night. Paul McNally, the guy who made these, got in touch with him, and it consists of 3 parts: a leg down this side, a leg down that side, and the piece across the middle. And it's a walk in the park to fit. Again, supplied all the bolts, and there's 2 little spacers, as you can see down in there. The only thing that I would say was a little bit oddball about this one is with the Zoidberg front linkage, there is a hole back here for another bolt, and that's just like a little stabilizing thing. Most of the weight's carried on the 2 main bolts. All it is for keeping her from wiggling about. I don't know. She doesn't need it anyway, so she hasn't got it. But these fit 10 series. I'm sure they fit double O's probably as well. They have also made an R series version that's probably a better fit for the different grills, R and M series. So if you want to get your hands on one of these, you can source them at Hunter Tractors, or you can source them at JMC Parts. I think it sets tractor off. So I'm wondering what Matthew's been at here. He's been screwing at her while I've been away. Hopefully he's done all the fiddly wiring bits and pieces that they've done with these things. How are we getting on, Chief?
Head's turned, John. Wired on the PTO switch, and I'm just pulling these pipes through to put on this diverter valve. But because you've got an extra oil tank, that's not going on where Zoidberg says. They says screw it on here. So I'm going to make up a wee plate to go on here for it to sit on.
See, this is why I come to a man like this, Mr. Sloan. Good at his hands, loves his engineering. Making a wee plate, there's nothing to tell him.
Haven't much choice.
So I'll leave you to that. I'll go and inspect your handiwork of the switches here.
Well, it's not the one you want it put in yet, but...
No, that's the one that comes with Zoidberg.
We just slotted the Zoidberg one in to see if it's all working. Yes.
So my thinking was we'll try and keep the John Deere as original as we can, and the 2 switches for the PTOs will match. But a functioning switch is better than no switch at this stage. I have to say, I'm seeing a lot more McCab in here right now than I normally would. Where do you start to strip that all out of her? Like, is it a big job, or does it look worse than it is?
It looks worse than it is. You get some boys but don't know what order to take it out and could break a lot of bits on you very quick.
See, that's always been a fear of mine. Like I don't mind doing anything after I've been shown how to do it once, but if you don't show me how to take something apart, I have a fear of breaking stuff in the dismantling process. There's your spool lever mechanism. I remember thinking the last 7/8 that was very wobbly. You know, they all pulled together. The whole bank moved nearly. You know, the slap in them.
Oh, it did?
But you can see it there now. Actually, the slap's all in the pin. You know.
They must have been used a lot, you know.
Drive by wire. Hand throttle. It must be all the gear linkages. The ups and the downs. Yep. So I thought the beacons weren't working, and that's because there was a beacon switch, and that was the thing I was pushing, and I thought the one beacon I didn't have didn't work. But it's not actually a beacon switch. That is the switch that flips the extra 2 spools that are on her to be active from the one below. And our real beacon switch is this.
Right.
So what Matthew's done is taken, that switch was actually sitting here. So we're going to get the original John Deere PTO switch, swap it out for the Zoidberg one and put it in there. And we'll keep that switch as a spare. The real problem then is where we're going to mount this. Because this is actually a very useful thing, the flip over of the oils. So where do I want to put that? there's not that many obvious places. This pocket of the thing hasn't got a lot of redundant space in it. These panels are all solid and below, a heavy duty bit of cotton to cut a new slot out. It may be the answer in the end, but there is this pocket of a thing, an ice tray of a thing. It's shallow, it's tiny, it's useless, and the question is, replace it with a plate to mount the switches on.
Homemade one at this rate of going?
Yes.
No. Says it'll cost an arm and 2 legs, so we'll just tie on to our arms and our legs and make one.
Super. I know a man can do them sort of things, you know.
I hear that.
No, I'm looking at him. I'm looking at him. So it dawned on me over Sunday that front linkage is fantastic, but sometimes whenever you go to put something on it, you go, aye, where's the spools for that at? I just remembered I need a second spool lever, because it's quite often, like for example, front buck rake, you need the up and the down, but you also need the push off. So got in touch with Matthew there at the weekend, said, hey, can we do a couple of spools up there as well? So I've added to his plumbing list.
This list gets bigger and bigger.
This bill's going to get bigger and bigger, is my fear.
That's another problem.
So what's the crack here when you set it's just a normal fuller to the bung level job?
You hate fill it and then runner to get the...
Oh, the oil colour filled?
Aye, fill that and then starter and then fill it again.
So why did you choose to go for the syringes and the fill then?
Just a wee bit less hashy than...
I trying to put it in with a nozzle nearly bigger than the hole.
Yep.
How much do you think she'll take to fill that colour? It's not that big, like.
Now I'd say another, what's there, 2 litres, I'd say another litre like would be. Maybe not even a litre. I'm not honestly sure how much them colours hold. See that 6200 something there. That's the front drive off the power quad to your gearbox. You're bravely mashed.
Lovely.
That's why she's sick. There's your like wee expensive brake valves.
It's tiny, it's like the size of your finger.
How much do you think that is?
I'm hoping you're going to tell me that's about 20 quid.
No, 170.
170?
For one of them.
Oh, sir. And what does that do? Describe.
It's just a check valve, so she'll hold the pressure. There's the insides of the oil ones. So basically, as far as I know, the oil springs just got weak and weren't doing what they were supposed to do.
But that was the actual source of our braking issue. The sticking that made, we assume the old discs, what are these called again? The plates?
They were warped.
And you can see scorch marks on them. There.
To be honest, them old discs might have done a turn, but I didn't really want to risk it. You out in the summertime and suddenly have no brakes. When they were starting to pill like that, I says there's something just not right there.
So again, this is something that, the tractor was usable with those springs and balls pulled out of this thing the size of my finger, and we could have driven it on, but it's involved in the brakes, and there's 2 things that I will not compromise on, and one of them is brakes. You cannot operate a machine the way you want to without brakes, and the fear would be that at some point where you stalled it and you lost your pedal and you needed to get the tractor stopped or whatever the reason may be. I don't really know what that's for, but some engineer somewhere put it in there for a reason. So even though it's an expensive little thing the size of my finger, it's going back in the tractor.
And if you don't have brakes, see that 1950 out there, we ended up with her because the boy that owned her didn't put brakes on her. And she ran off down a hill, so his only option was either park her in the hedge or take her to the bottom of the hill. So he parked her in the hedge. We bought her off Burton's as a salvage tractor, and there was nothing. There was what? The roof was broke on her. There was a wee dent in the bonnet and a mudguard, and a door was smashed, but that was it really. But that's what no brakes does, that could end up a whole lot worse. The thing that threw everybody about these was the fact the tractor was braking on both wheels at exactly the same time, the same. Because usually if these go, they go one at a time. But dear knows one of them could have been away and the other and after it. And Just to have around or never bored.
So when you were trying to figure it out, you were testing to see if one wheel was pulling instead of the other?
Aye. I was always looking for something that controlled both brakes at the same time. Never imagining it was these. We'll put one of these in and then try the brakes to make sure that it's not going to cause the same issue.
Yeah, boy.
So that is cured her.
That's the gear.
Just get the other one fired on her now and then we can put the floor roll back on her.
Bit of relief on there now. We've spent the money and we have it fixed. We haven't got more money to spend.
Hard to believe the heartache 2 wee tiny valves can cause a man. I'd say the boy that owned her before you probably could never find out what was wrong with her. And I wonder, is that why she was traded in? Just goes to show knowledge is a very valuable thing.
It is, but I think a lot of these tractors now over in England, I'd say they're considered, you know, they're not, nobody really wants to drive them. You're a purist now, you know, your modern staff doing the big hours and big acres need comfort to get them to put the hours in.
They all want 250 hours and things like that.
Whatever, and I'd say a lot of these things have been sitting in sheds, you know, appreciating in value, and people will maybe think, oh, they're at their peak now, they're at their peak, it's time to, because the thing is, they're like London buses. This spec, the last, the 2003, you'd have said, oh, they're hard to find. Like, I thought this one was like, right, if I'm going to make the move, I need to do it. And then within months, I've seen 2 or 3 of them since, of this era. And
they're about like twin cam Corollas, these, you know, they're late 86
yes.
one. 10 years ago, you could have picked up an old twin cam for 5,000 or 6,000. It's been alright, you know, it's been right enough old car. It was 17 or 18 to buy her the day. Nearly wished I'd bought one.
I never understood the twin cam thing. I just could not get my head around it. I thought they were ugly.
They're an ugly old Brit.
Big old ugly back end on them, and it just did not appeal to me.
A Mark II Escort would be my...
Like, if you're wanting something to diff in, as the boy says, weld up the diff in a Sierra Cosworth or something, and
should we get a nice BM or something? My 320D, I had one of the F30s, that newer shape, you know.
yes.
She was fitted through circles. Always in private land.
Oh, of course, of course.
But she was fitted through circles. No problem to her.
Do something. I have never done that.
The 420D?
I've never driven a rear-wheel drive car, and I've never done donuts.
My 420D coupe, she's automatic. No, she won't do it.
I've had the taillight in the 306, man. They were notorious.
Was there a wee funny lever for doing that, John, was there?
No. There was a technique. So if you gun 306 into the corner and give her the throw into the corner and then lift your foot out of the pedal, she popped the back corner up and slid the taillight round. But if halfway through that sliding it round, you put your foot back to the board, she caught it again and away on you went. The worst thing you could have done was hit the brake.
I had a mate of mine had a Saxo that done that. And you can out around McLaughlin's corner, if he's going hard enough, you just filter start to the left.
But hey, I had a set of tyres on the 306 one time, and you couldn't have worn them done. Like, they lasted forever.
They don't want to slap me,
but you could not get her stopped. And she had threw the tail more with them tyres on her because of that. And see, coming down to roundabouts on a wet day,
just throw it round.
Oh, she was cruelty. Like, I changed them before they were done because I realised, it took me a long time to realise, obviously, there's something wrong with these tyres.
I had a Merc, a C220. Like that, she had old chip tyres in the back, for big stretch, like big rims and stretch tyres. They were old chip ones, they're like wing tyres or something, you know. And the morning I was taking the trailer in, I nearly lost her. Going out around McLaughlin's quarters, an old greasy morning, and I wasn't even going hard. And the old tyres were that bad on her, high in the camber with her been lowered. And you were going out around the corner, she just suddenly let a twitch at her. And I says, there'll be no more chip tyres.
Next move.
I'll go look at that hitch and then I'll go pull them thermostats out.
So what's your thoughts on why my hooker's got a big gap on it?
It's just worn bravely. That's where she's resting, and here you see the way that round there is almost starting to go oval a wee bit.
Oh, so there's 2 pins.
Them 2 pins come down, see that big pin in there? And there's also a bit of slap on that. So that there, when she slides in, that slides in, and that pin pushes down through this, and when that slid in into that there, and that keeps her locked tight.
Yes.
But she's got a brave bit of slap in her. That's why she looks like there's a lot of a gap here. She's done, I'd say that's what a tractor's done her whole life, just drawbar work. For the PTO's as tight as a drum on her. And there's nowhere in the rock shaft of her, and that's the original one, I would say, so that's where she's done her work there.
That'll not be her original hook with that kind of wear.
No. Don't think so. She's a real bit of play on that.
Well, likes of the carrier, you know, the main chassis that all slides into, does it take any wear in that situation?
That one there's not so bad. That one's actually quite good. Although I noticed this here's
Bent down.
Aye. But I wonder if somebody bent that down to take a bit of slack out of it, or see there's wee spacers on there, you know, that wear, you can replace them. So then we screw them nuts out. And you can take them out then. You slide this boy here out.
Yes.
And it's the same on the bottom side.
You think some man took the very agricultural way of fixing her?
I don't know, somebody maybe caught something in the hitch, but
Because if you get something up in there, would you have the power to squeeze yourself like that?
the way metal is, usually metal wouldn't squeeze down that far and stay. You know, it'd usually spring a wee bit. That's what makes me think somebody's...
Looks more like a sledge job.
It's just the way it's so badly beaten. And it's here as well. I don't know what the frig anybody would catch up in there. But then you never know if they're trying to hook sailors on constantly and missing them, putting the thing into there and lifting it up, you know.
Hey, you'd have to be bad to get that far in to miss the trailer. I don't understand that maybe if there wasn't a telescopic extension on her, like back in the day, you know, a good old school 50 series where you had to hit the eye first time with no telescopic.
The only good thing about 50 series was you were sitting right
Oh,
at
you were lying out the back window looking at it, like you could see what you were doing. That was the beauty of them.
That's the biggest curse about modern tractors. The cab doesn't sit far enough back. It sits too far forward for seeing things like that. Especially in your wee short legs like me.
Got instinct in this. One, how do you tighten these two?
Aye.
And two, how do you tighten them two? So that's easy enough in terms of bigger pins, but then you're having to drill out.
Well, really, I could weld a wee seam in around there, a couple of wee seams, and do it, like burr it out. You know, that's not a big sidge. It's them there I'm more concerned about. I've never had them out of that make a hitch before. See, the newer type Dramone is the one with the wee locking pin here. That shoots out through to lock it in. That's slightly different.
Got you.
Although I preferred that hitch there. I nearly always thought it was a bit stronger, but I'd say them there hasn't seen over you, so that's probably the biggest issue. There's your pin out. That spring's broke in a few places.
So the spring just pushes it back down when she's locking back in, correct?
Yep. And the grease nipple's just to keep the pin moving freely? But you think it's wearing too much because the grease nipple's not used?
I would take a while to guess. Then, there's 10,000 hours on it. That thing wasn't used for pulling the 10x6 Fraser. Anyway, there's a dip in her here.
Aye, that should be this should be a shoulder and then into a pin the same width as it is here, and it's away in there.
So that's for your slaps and your hitch, John. That is the problemo. So really, what we need somebody to do is drill into that, weld the bush in there, to do away with that.
I drill it up from the bottom up.
So that's why you need the hitch off. Take it to somebody, throw it over the body and get them to drill down through it, and they can put like a wee hardened bush in there.
Well, it's going to be harder getting somebody out to drill up through that than Alan.
Oh, well, I'd just take that off and take it to them.
Aye, but you can bolt off. You can,
That screws off, aye.
you take that with you too, yes.
That screws off there, and there's a couple of bolts in below. You take out too, and that just drops that whole hitch off. Usually just the trolley jack. Drops them off. You hate to take them hitches off any of them old PTO packs. If you got the PTO and stuff in that tractor there, or any of them, you screw that whole back plate off, and that's lets you into that PTO.
Yes.
So I've had plenty of them off.
She's seen a lot of work at hitch. She's seen 10,000 hours, how much love.